Yo, what's up, YouTube boxing family? It is I, K-Rad here. I'm back with another good video for y'all today. Um, yeah, let's get right into it, man. We gotta talk about this Errol Spence Terrence Crawford retardation saga, and I think it pretty much deserves, it deserves its respectable criticism, but I'm mostly going to blame Team Crawford for this because this is obviously being held up by Terrence Crawford's, team and management, not Errol Spence. We already know what's going on with Errol Spence's side, but I'm going to be here to just address, the stupid drama between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fans, where a lot of it is just now coming from Terrence Crawford fans. They're now making excuses to say, oh, well, the fight's not made because the PBC and AO Spence, they're trying to lowball Terrence Crawford. That means Terrence Crawford, he not getting enough money. And therefore, Crawford, he's trying to fly for the heavens, trying to ask for all this fucking crazy ass money. And it's like, yeah, like, honestly, man, like, I don't know. It's just like, I think, honestly, at the end of the day, it's just weird, because Crawford fans talk all this shit saying, oh, yeah, man, you know what, Errol Spence is gonna get effed up by Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford gonna whip Errol Spence's ass, but yet they're not about that action. So, like, like, basically, we already know what's going to happen between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I personally don't think the fight's going to happen. I personally think the fight is going to be killed off by some retardation of Terrence Crawford's mindset that will cause this fight to be a cancellation, more so. Yeah. I truly believe that this fight will be killed off due to Terrence Crawford's retardation and his stupid mindset of his team. Because you mean to tell me that Bernie and fucking Bomac, two of the most dumbest retards out of Crawford's team, talking about how this fight is not getting made because the PBC is not offering enough money, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, Crawford's going to get paid regardless. He's going to get paid a shitload of money. You mean to tell me a man that said, oh, well, it's not about money, it's about legacy, blah, blah, blah. I just do this for my family. And it's like, okay, fine. That's completely fine that you say that you do it for your family. But at the same token, if you're going to do it for the legacy, then get the fucking legacy fights out the fucking way. Stop leaving the doors closed for other people not to get in, and therefore you're holding up other people's legacies that want to be great. But no, surprisingly for Terrence Crawford dick riders, they want to come out of the blue and say, nah, man, we don't want Errol Spence to be great. We don't want Jerron Boots Ennis to come in here and ruin the entire show, which he could very well do that. And I really wish somewhere out of the boxing elder gods to some Mortal Kombat, level shit, that the WBO can please mandate Jerron Ennis to beat the living snot shit out of Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry for the vulgarity, and obviously, I'm gonna set this, not made for the children, but still, for the grown people that are watching, Terrence Crawford is holding up 147. He is not being vocal about this fight. Errol Spence is the only one on his neck being vigilant and deadly with his words. And Terrence Crawford is not saying anything. He's keeping everything silent. He does not want to bring up any negotiations of that fight being made. And yet Errol Spence is like, look, everything's signed, sealed, and delivered. Now it's up to Terrence Crawford to sign his fucking end of the contract. Oh, goddamn contract, contract, contract. Yeah, on some fucking Bomac retardation shit. Yeah, Crawford, you gotta sign your damn contract. Yes, you have to sign your contract. And that's it. Make the fight, Crawford. I know you are probably afraid that Errol Spence is going to decapitate your soul and rip your fucking heart out like it's some Mortal Kombat fatality session shit. But guess what? Errol Spence is not playing around. He does not like you. He does not want to mess with you outside of boxing because you are a fucking liar, Crawford. You are a fucking liar and you are a fucking joke. You're a joke of this sport. So I think it's best for everybody here that wants to see this fight, go tell your retarded mans to make this fucking fight or get the fuck out of boxing, man. Because when Errol Spence, when he's basically had enough to say, look, I'm not going to be waiting for Crawford to hold up 147. And honestly, rightfully so, because it's like, if Crawford doesn't want to fight Errol Spence, here's my best two options for Errol Spence. Either one, try to see if the WBO can try to mandate the fight, because maybe somewhere out of nowhere, if it could just be mandated through the WBO by petition, that would be such a great move by the WBO just to get rid of Crawford, man. Even if he doesn't want to fight Errol. If you don't want to fight Errol, fine. You get stripped. Jaron Boots Ennis or whoever is next up in line that can be called up to become the mandatory for Undisputed. That will be made for Undisputed. That's all the fuck that everybody wants to see. They don't care about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, he's a bum. He's not good. And granted so, I don't think he's that good. I personally think if I was a fighter, I would beat the living fuck out of Terrence Crawford. I would rip his entire skill set away because I don't think he's that good. I don't personally think this, this all switch hitting and all these great movements and angles, that makes him so, that makes him so unbeatable to the point where nobody can't touch him. Nobody can't hurt him. It's like Crawford, he's such a vulnerable fighter. And everything that we've seen out of Crawford's last 5 fights, you can easily tell that he's lost a single step heading into every single fight. And that's simply due to the fact that he's been comfortable fighting weaker opposition and opposition that Errol Spence has fought, i.e. Sean Porter and Kell Brook, where they were past their prime and they were 1 foot in, 1 foot out of what, 1 foot in, 1 foot out of what the door in the sport. So I can't really accreditate those victories because Sean Porter and Kell Brook, they were not in their best versions of their prime. They were basically out of their prime. So, case in point, the only thing that Terrence Crawford has really done that was ever decent in his career was getting the Sean Porter victory. But ever since then, nothing. Terrence Crawford, I don't think he's that good of a fighter. I think he's garbage. I think he is by far the weakest of the weakest, welterweights in the welterweight division. But granted, Terrence Crawford, he's done a lot more ducking rather than a lot more hunting, in his respectable divisions. It was the same thing at 135 where, granted, he wasn't a career 135 pounder. He actually started at a catch weight in his first professional bout at 137, and then slowly but surely he cut back down to 135, and then leading up to his very first title ranking fight through the WBO NABO title, for him to be ranked, I assume that was against Alejandro Sambario. He knocked him out. That was at 134 and a half. So yeah, after that fight, he fought Andrei Kilimov. He decisioned him. He was a 16-0 fighter, decent fighter, not nothing big, but still. Crawford's resume is not really that strong, but for him to get up to a world title, it was like, okay, you got the lightweight title through the WBO, you beat Ricky Burns, congratulations. And then you beat Yuriorkis Gamboa. Good, that's a good, decent victory, but still, Gamboa was not a career lightweight. He was a career featherweight and super featherweight. So, the question still remains, why was Crawford even going to that point of fighting all these guys that didn't really mean anything? His only best victories out of his entire resume would be the Victor Postal fight and who? I don't really count Julius Ndongo. That was all politically set up for him to get undisputed. So I don't really count that as a greatest victory. So Victor Postal, and I probably say Sean Porter. Like Sean Porter was like the decent opposition where he was barely winning that fight, and honestly, I had Sean Porter beating him leading up to the stoppage. I actually thought, out of 9 rounds, it was like a good solid, like what? Well, it was a close fight. I definitely rated 5 rounds to 4, Sean Porter, but still, leading up to that TKO stoppage, that was a weak ass stoppage, by his dad. Yeah, like I didn't really see Crawford doing well in that fight, but still, you can easily tell that even at 135, he didn't at least try to become unified at 135. I don't know why he didn't do that, because at that time frame, I think he could have fought Omar Figueroa and all those other guys back at 135, whoever held the WBC, IBF, or WBA, but still, he didn't do that. He just moved, straight up to 140. And then this is where the Terrence Crawford Dick Rider train began, where he beat Thomas Delorme for the vacant WBO super lightweight title. And after that, he beat Dieri Jean, Hank Lundy, and like honestly, just all these weak ass fucking fighters that no one never asked for. It's like you can easily tell Crawford's reign to hype job fame was through Top Rank, where they were just hyping this man up, beating up on weak ass competition that no one asked him to fight, and yet he was able to get undisputed at 140 against Julius Ndongo. And then, surprisingly, you come all the way up to welterweight, and then you do the same thing. You fight weak ass competition that doesn't even help your skills grow. If anything, it regresses your skills because you're so comfortable fighting guys that are not able to be as skillful and dangerous in the ring. So, and then on top of that, Crawford's been hurt by weaker competition. I mean, you could take a look at it back in the Jose Benavidez Jr. fight. Jose Benavidez, he was tagging up Crawford very, very well in that fight. Igis Velasquez, he was hurting Crawford. Kell Brooks, surprisingly, actually almost I think he shut one of Crawford's eyes. Bro, Crawford has weak ass defense, man. He does not keep himself protected, and he keeps getting banged up. And honestly, I don't see this fight going the full distance between him and Errol Spence. I think between him and Errol Spence, it's over. I don't see Crawford being this amazing switch hitter to give Errol Spence any problems. And guess what? When Errol Spence comes out of his way and he figures Crawford out and he hurts Crawford, don't be surprised when Crawford gets fucking finished on some Mortal Kombat shit. I'm just keeping it real. I don't like Terrence Crawford at this point. This is only just in boxing. I'm pretty sure he's a chill guy in real life, and I'm pretty sure me and him, we could have like a good friendly conversation, but in the ring or in boxing, I can't respect you. I can't respect you for being a champion, but you duck around your opposition while you're a champion and you fight weak ass competition. That's not that's not what defines a champion in boxing. That's not what defines a champion in any sport. If you are a champion or a former champion in any sport, you should be proving to the world why you are number one. And then on top of that, you are automatically facing the toughest opposition to come to keep your spot. So I think that's like a fair assessment. I don't really give a shit about Terrence Crawford at this point. The fight needs to be made, man. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about what these dick riders have to say. I don't care about what these Terrence Crawford fanboy sexuals or bud sexuals have to say. You guys should be pushing for the fight. Stop having Terrence Crawford make up these weird ass excuses to say, oh well, my side of what the contract didn't get sent and all this other stuff and all that. Shut the fuck up. Make the fucking fight or shut up. Get out of boxing. I don't need you in the sport, Crawford. If I was running the sport, I would kick Crawford out. I would make sure that he's never a champion. And this is like a pure example why sanctioned bodies need to go in boxing. We don't need assholes like Crawford holding up divisions. That's why you get like the Lomachenkos of the world, the Triple Gs of the world, the stupid Canelo Alvarez's of the world, where they hold up divisions and they just don't fight the best. We need to force champions to fight other champions. But then again, if we wanted to have one face, one name, one sport that is universally recognized where everybody has a shot, then it needs to be set up like a league. We don't need sanctioning bodies. Fuck promoters. Promoters do not help the sport. They actually hurt the sport because they're going to do the same thing that sanctioning bodies do. But guess what? I mean, granted, it's a different philosophical conversation, but still, I'm just saying from my own point of view, if I'm paying to go see a boxing fight where all the best fighters are fighting each other, it should be universally recognized through a universalized league type of system where every fighter is representative. They are their own boss. They don't have anybody telling them what to do. And then granted, if they want to have their own management company backing them where they can understand where the business is of boxing, where everything's clean and everything is set in stone, fine. That's perfectly fine. But do not fucking say that sanctioned bodies need to be in boxing where boxers have to lose a portion of their financial earnings on top of promoters taking their money and then management trying to screw them over. No, I don't like to see that because as much as I am anti-status, I do not want to see that. I want to see the sport independently marketized where every fighter is their own boss and you have to make the decision if you want to fight the best. If you don't want to fight the best, you should be kicked out of the ranking system universally and you have to work your way back up. If you, you have to work your way back up if you want to be number one. And honestly, I'm just brainstorming here, in this video, but if you guys want me to make a theoretically built, universalized ranking system in boxing of how I want to see the sport ran, if boxing was set up like a league per se, I can I can personally do that. I can personally make up a document and I can explain my own idea to to the YouTube boxing community if you guys want to see that. So yeah, you know what, I'll make a poll on that and I'll see where people's minds are. And yeah, man, I mean that's pretty much it. I just want to see this fucking fight, man. I don't I don't like all this fucking hold up. I don't like all this fucking business retardation shit. Just make the damn fight, bro. But shout out to Errol Spence. Shout out to everybody that represents Man Down, Man Down Promotions. Shout out to everybody, man. But my final message to Terrence Crawford: make the fucking fight, bro. Because you're holding up boxing, you're ruining the sport, and you're making the sport very, very pissed off. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I don't really have that much else to really say, but I'll see you guys later. Be sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and appreciate you guys for following my content. We're almost at 2.3 million channel views. I appreciate every single one of you guys that came through. I'm gonna continue to make good viral videos and repost videos because that's what makes this channel blow up really fast. So I'm gonna keep on doing that because it's really funny and I actually like doing it. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and shout out to the mighty LDBC. Shout out to TWT, the winning team, and shout out to Mr. Errol, the true Spence Jr. New York stand up and Texas stand up. Whoop whoop. All right, I am out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.